Welcome to another crypto class with me, Ridhima Bhatnagar. With just days left for the crypto bill to be introduced in the winter session of Parliament, you've got now various experts talking about what the future of crypto in India can really look like. If you cannot legalize it, which has been clarified by the Finance Secretary, which way can we go? Now you've also got many technology, services, industry and associations. For example, one of them being India Tech ORG that has now made the pitch for crypto being classified as an asset and not as a currency. Now, India Tech ORG has proposed defining cryptos as other assets such as golds, stocks or marketable securities. Several countries such as the United States, Australia, they've also taken a very similar approach and they've defined crypto assets as property. This would also help frame a clear framework for taxation. So let's talk to you about some of the proposals that have been put forward and whether crypto can actually be classified as an asset or not. So let's break down these proposals that have come from India Tech ORG. The first one says that you define crypto as assets, let homegrown exchanges register themselves as well. This will also bring in a sense of transparency and more disclosure, something which the industry has been batting for. The second proposal says that you create a safeguards to protect the retail investors from fraud, and this seems to be at the heart of what the government as well as the industry is saying, that we need to have more investor protection. The third is to introduce stringent checks and balances. As I said, bring in a system which is more transparent and which has the investor protection at heart. The other is you enable taxation, which includes direct and indirect, and as I told you, there has been some global countries that have gone this way. The other is you introduce a self-regulation for the industry as well. So can India also do exactly the same in terms of regularizing crypto and also bringing it under the asset framework? To really understand what's happening with the crypto industry at large, I have with me Aditya Singh, who is the co-founder of Crypto India. Aditya, thank you for taking our time and joining us here. Before I get talking to you about cryptos as assets, whether it can be done, what is the kind of taxing frameworks that we need to work with, I ask every guest before we begin this, because so many people are talking about it today, from parents to even your grandparents, if you have to describe crypto to a layman, how would you do it?
Crypto in a layman, I think best way to describe it is a decentralized money, in a way, a money that is not controlled by a central authority. So think of it as a gold on blockchain. So I think that's the best way to put it in like few seconds.
Okay, Aditya, now you've already gotten a word from the Finance Secretary who has said that crypto won't be legal in India. Then we're of course talking about the options of which way crypto can go. Can we classify cryptocurrency as an asset, and how will that really work? If you could just break it down for us in simple terms.
Yeah, I think absolutely. Like when we talk about cryptos, Bitcoin and other cryptos, so even in India, when people are trading, they are buying it, they are holding it. We do it and we treat it as an asset, just like we do it with gold or maybe silver or maybe some property that you buy. And even if you look at all the progressive countries all over the world, they are considering and regulating Bitcoin as an asset. So I think that will be a good option if, like I think the first confusion that the government had was the term that comes after crypto, that is currency. So the currency part of it is out. We have an existing payment system that is good. We have our Indian rupee that is good. But if it can be classified as an asset, I think that will be good.
Aditya, I just want to go back a little and understand how does crypto work today? Does one have to pay taxes on the profits made?
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever you generate income, you are obligated to pay tax. So although we don't have clarity on tax, we have been paying taxes as per capital gains. And in terms of trading, like I think it can also come under business income. But since we don't have clarity, I think most of us we prefer that there's different sort of income that you can get from crypto. Like you have DeFi, wherein you stake your coins, you go with lending or borrowing where you also earn interest. So there are so many products involved with it. So currently we are going with capital gains, wherein whenever we file for taxes, that is how we are paying it. But probably after the bill comes out, we'll get more clarity on it.
Okay. I spoke about global examples when I started, Aditya. The United States has classified crypto as an asset. How does it work there, and what are our learnings if India does go the same route?
Yeah, so in United States, cryptos are classified as an asset. So they also have the same terms wherein they like people pay tax in terms of short-term capital gains, long-term capital gains. So they have different brackets from it. I think it is 30 to 37 for short-term, or maybe 0 to 20 for long-term. So that is how they are treating it right now. Yeah, so that is how like people are paying tax there.
Okay, Aditya, my last question to you. So, when they say that we can classify crypto as an asset, will it be all crypto or only the popular ones like Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc.?
Yeah, so if we look at US as an example, so what they have done is right now they have only given clarity on two cryptos, that is Bitcoin and Ethereum, because they are decentralized in nature and because you earn them by mining. And now because we have so many other cryptocurrencies that keep on coming in, and most of them they do ICO, just the way like they do a sale for it for the tokens. So it can also fall under the category, or like it can also come under the SEC. So that is an ongoing debate which is currently going on. Also, the kind of services that you get with crypto assets, for example, even if you have Bitcoin or Ethereum. So if you use your Ethereum and you take it to DeFi and you are earning some interest for it, so there is also some sort of security law that can come in, but that can come in, but that is something that is being worked on right now, because this entire space has so much stuff that it is not easy to regulate it in one go. So they are also working on it, but Bitcoin and Ethereum is something which is considered as a commodity, and it comes in the under CFTC there.
Okay. Aditya, thank you so much for taking our time and answering all those questions around what are the kind of frameworks that we could see for cryptos and assets. We hope you could answer at least some of the questions. We'll be back with another class on crypto.